Hi, my name is Daphne Martinez, and today my speech will be about why masks should be mandatory. So, in September of 2020, the CDC issued out a statement saying that the coronavirus, also known as COVID-19, is now airborne, meaning that the virus, its particles, could stay up in the air for minutes, even hours at a time, which poses a very great threat to the people around them, especially the people who refuse to wear masks. No one expected the coronavirus to impact our lives the way it does. No one expected a global pandemic so early on. In 2020, everyone expected this year to be amazing, and a lot of people I've spoken to had many aspirations about this year, and our lives changed completely. I look back at many videos on YouTube about people putting free hugs on their shirts or free hugs on cardboard boxes and just going and hugging people, random people that they don't know, just to get them to feel good. But now we look at it and we think about it and we're like, wait, no, we would never do that in these times, because you never know, the person you are in contact with would be carrying a deadly virus. So no one expected the coronavirus to change our lives this much, and we have all heard the precautions we need to take to combat this virus. Wearing a mask, washing your hands constantly, minimizing contact with people, staying 6 feet away from everyone at all times, and as well as maybe staying in your house if necessary, to protect yourself and to protect others as well, and to also get tested constantly for the coronavirus, because people may be asymptomatic. So it's very good to make sure you are very safe within yourself and keeping your family safe and keeping everyone around you safe. So the masks, sadly, are not being enforced. At work, I have seen many people without masks, refusing to wear masks, getting masks, and then like throwing them away and getting mad that we asked them to wear masks in order to keep them safe and to keep us safe, because we are risking our lives at work, serving them, and trying to live our lives as easy as we can, because not a lot of people have the luxury to stay at home and protect themselves in that way. So a lot of people who are high risk, such as people with diabetes, immune disorders, heart disorders, respiratory disorders, the elderly, children, everyone, pregnant women, those people are high risk, and sadly a lot of those people don't have the pleasure to just stay at home and protect themselves. So wearing masks will definitely be a courtesy to them, as well as a courtesy to yourself and your life, because you don't know also what they have or who they have come in contact with. So it's better to wear a mask and to just protect yourself. So the research on this topic has been very easy to find because masks are very effective. So in April of 2020, there was a study made with 3,363 people, and they were divided into groups of people that wore a mask and people that did not wear masks. So they did a study, and they of those people, and they found that 30 to 40% of the people that did not wear masks were found with detection of coronavirus and coronavirus particles and droplets within their system already, within 2 weeks of not wearing masks. And then the other group that wore masks had no detection of any coronavirus or any other disease particle within their body. So if that isn't proof enough that the mask does help combat the disease, then you need to look at the facts again, because the way the mask works, the cloth or surgical mask or a medical mask even, or like a face covering, will help contain the particles that come out of your body with the nose and the mouth. And if you cough, if you sneeze, those particles will release into the air and will potentially contaminate it if you have any disease, or just be out in the air if you don't have the disease. But it's better to definitely wear a face mask to not get any of those particles, no matter what. Like, that is a very risky thing to do, especially during these times where the pandemic is increasing. A lot of people are dying. There have been more than 200,000 Americans that have died because of this disease. So definitely taking the precautions and understanding that wearing a mask does help combat this virus and prevent you from getting it, your loved ones from getting it, as well as people around you from getting it. Now, another topic of this that stems from it is a lot of people find that enforcing masks or having mandatory mask regulations is unconstitutional. So that is false. It is constitutional. The Supreme Court stated during the smallpox outbreak in the early 1900s that they granted states regulation of activities, the power to regulate activities of the citizens, meaning that the states can mandate curfews, they can put out vaccines to combat any disease, as well as enforce mask wearing to prevent the spread of any disease. So a lot of people are mad about the masks because they feel like it goes against their rights. But in a newscast, the governor of Washington put out a state of emergency that said all masks must be mandatory. And the newscaster interviewed an attorney named John Knorr, an attorney of Asheville, and he said that the Constitution and its rights only protect certain things. We feel like we have a right to do this and don't have a right to do that, but all in all, rights only protect certain details and certain things for people. And sadly, that does not really include putting the lives of others at risk. So wearing masks definitely is constitutional because it not only helps the other people, but it helps you as well to combat this virus and to limit the spread of the disease. I have a sister that has type 1 diabetes, and I live with my 82-year-old grandmother, and I live with my mother, and I live with my nephew. My sister had already given birth to my nephew when she got type 2 diabetes, And learning about this virus really impacted our family. We were scared. We are taking so many precautions right now, limiting the amount of times we leave, the amount of people that come into our house. Like, a lot of times we don't allow people in our house because this virus is killing people, and we live with high-risk individuals. So I always wear a mask around my grandmother when we're out. I always wear a mask at work. Anywhere, if I have to go out, I wear my mask, and I make sure I walk into the house and I wash my hands immediately, because this virus does follow you, and it can hurt the most important people in your life. So wearing a mask does diminish the amount of particles that can be in your body and that can possibly go within your body. Wearing a mask limits the contact with the nose as well as the mouth, which is the parts where diseases are prone to enter more. So all in all, this whole speech is just, please wear your mask. Please make sure everyone is safe around you. This disease has changed a lot of lives. A lot of people have lost their parents, lost their loved ones to this disease, and we can make a difference, and we can limit the spread of coronavirus just by wearing a mask. Just by wearing a mask, making sure we stay 6 feet away from people, as well as washing our hands and just limiting contact with everyone, and again, possibly quarantining yourself, self-quarantining, if you believe that you are gaining symptoms or you may be asymptomatic. You may want to go take a test, because that is the most best way to prevent the spread of coronavirus. So please wear your masks and make sure you stay safe. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great night.